You get a speaker. You get a speaker. You get a speaker.
Everybody gets a speaker. You get a speaker. You get a speaker.
$8.99 a month.
Everybody gets a speaker. All right, buddy. You ready to do this? Because I think I am.
Let's try it out.
Let's try it. You know, I still wish we could do the super source, but since no one's ever watching videos, I think we're safe to say that we have faces for radio, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, then I guess let's just catch the chase and kick it.
I can do that.
Kick it.
But I can do that after I find my
Super source.
No, my opening graphic. Here we go.
Oh.
Did it work? Oh my goodness, that was the best. Look at that. Oh, for the folks at home that don't know, that was one heck of an opening.
That was excellent.
You're telling me. Hey, well, dude,
That was
actually,
beautiful.
I always open these shows. So, Nick, why don't you open today?
I used to open the
Who is
shows.
that?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sound Guys. We have missed you greatly, and we are so happy to be back in your personal lives once again.
Don't allude to anything. We weren't gone. This is the next show, man. What?
It's been a few weeks.
It's only been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. We've been missing.
We've been busy. We've been doing stuff, guys. We've been doing stuff. We're busy. We know we're not. You know, listen. We are here to serve. We're here to give you guys awesome insights into technology, into the entertainment industry, into politics, into conspiracies. I mean, we have got your everything dose of background noise. So trust the Sound Guys. Keep an eye. Well, yeah, but I mean, just because we're gone for 2 weeks, if that, doesn't mean that it's been. You make it sound like it's been like years, Nick. I mean, Jiminy Christmas.
It's felt like years.
What is your name again? Your neighborhood Nick?
I'm the neighborhood Nick. The wonderful and reliable, always there for you, neighborhood Nick.
Sounds like we're doing a late night call-in show. It's kind of like the whole, hey, this is I'm on your radio, baby. This is the late night call-in show, neighborhood Nick, feeling your vibes. If you want to tell me a little bit more about what those things make you vibe, give it the neighborhood Nick. Well, I'm still sticking with Crispin Smith. So, hi, folks.
Going with Crispin Smith.
I'm Crispin Smith, here to give you everything about the information that you deserve and track that weather storm stuff at this weather center, like the local news guys say. We're tracking this thunderstorm, down to street level, so you'll know exactly where the hail's gonna hit. I'm like, okay. I mean,
And then it cuts. Breaking news.
actually, though, we just talked about that though earlier this evening.
Yes.
Because that would be nice when you're trying to plan a trip. If you're trying to it would be nice to have forecasted information at a road level. So, if we need to take this particular highway, we know it might be snowing in.
Or it could be crystal clear.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
There's no way to tell because there's no town in between.
Exactly. So, how do you look it up? Anyways, I digress.
We need to figure that one out.
We don't have topics today, but boy, do we have rants. Boy, we have rants. Boy, howdy. Nick, do we have topics?
I mean, it's been a while. I feel like there's been a lot of stuff happening since the last time we did a show.
Hasn't been or has been?
There has been.
Oh, it has been.
There's been a lot of things.
Oh, so yeah.
I mean, there was the stock market chaos. There's been
GameStop,
stimulus. The stimulus passed.
Did it pass?
It passed.
No
It's been
way.
signed.
What does that mean? Are we getting like $1,400, $2,000?
According to how it's written and according to the leaders in Congress and the White House, it says that if you have direct deposit, you should be getting your $1,400 check by the end of March.
That's fascinating. Well, I mean, I don't.
But if you don't have direct deposit, it's going to be a while, just like everything else in the government, because it takes forever to do
Well,
anything.
splendid. Did you also hear that? I guess I guess I have a celebrity crush. I mean, whatever. She's not really necessarily a celebrity crush. I just in the billionaire club, I guess. I don't know. You heard that Mackenzie Scott got married,
Yeah, she's now married all over again.
dude. But did you see the dude? He's a cool looking guy, and
He
he's
seems nice.
super down to earth. I mean, like, didn't I call this on one of our shows?
Yep.
I was like, listen,
Yep.
dude, I'm a pretty good judge and very down to earth, whatever. It's all good.
Go back and check out our CEO midlife crises in cars and stuff like that. It was an interesting episode. Surprisingly, it's actually one of our most popular episodes also,
It is
if
surprising.
not the most popular currently.
Thank you. Well, it's all about how you do your crazy titles and stuff, but yeah, no.
The titles do matter,
Here's the thing.
apparently.
It's I still held out the reservation that it would probably be interesting to talk with her and other folks, just because I feel like there's probably common ground. Like, again, if you guys look at the episode Nick is talking about, we talked about that. I held the conversation with that one person for like 4 hours about bees. I mean, I just find everything fascinating, and good for her. Well done. So congratulations. You should hire us to do your sound for the wedding.
I think they already had it.
What?
Yeah, she's been married.
Was Ben? Yeah, probably didn't read the headlines. I don't actually read.
Oh.
I just listen, so I probably missed out on that.
That happens.
Then you should hire us to do your office party. That sounds so. No, I don't want to do your. No offense, I don't want to do your office party. Never mind.
Just hire us to do something.
No, we gotta have some purpose.
Something with
though.
media, something with lights,
We gotta
something
have
with
some purpose.
sound.
We gotta have some purpose, though. Honestly, no. Better yet, no. I got it. Why don't you hire us for a private event? We do a high-end event with some cool augmented reality and drone stuff that we're working on. Because we could talk about that. The company that we work with. So the thing, Nick? Are you familiar with the thing called Immersed? It's AR Office Space.
No.
Okay, you're drawing a blank
I'm
on
not
that
familiar with that one.
So, right now Facebook has released it only for the Oculus Rift, but it uses key points so that there are tangible things in your quote virtual world that you can still see. So and this came out of the design specifically for folks that are trying to work from home remotely. Pop on your goggles, and you can still see your keyboard in this 3D world, but everything else in your virtual world now becomes multiple monitors, backgrounds, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
So if you've got, say, a MacBook and you've got your one screen, you pop on the goggles, and now in real time, instead of seeing just your one screen and seeing your keyboard, which you can tactily feel and even see your hands in, an AR version of your hands, a VR version of your hands. You can now see multiple screens as if you were sitting in a workstation or a desk station with multiple monitors, but it's all rendered real-time virtually by the hardware. Super cool stuff, right? So this essentially allows, even like us, as if we're remote, commuting or remote computing, from a hotel, bring one laptop and your goggles, pop your goggles on, and now you're in the office. And you can actually have collaboration space with people across the world. You can see their avatars in real time. So everything is much more tactile, but still very much virtual.
I wonder if those goggles would have the same effect, because I know a lot of people, when they put on the VR headsets and everything, they get that seasickness feeling.
Yeah,
because it does kind of depend on the refresh rate.
Yeah, it does, but I haven't had it. I mean, I tried it a little dim out.
You didn't get the seasickness feeling?
I loved it. I thought it was dope. Very seamless.
Okay.
Very it's just like it's pretty much just like the promo video show.
Oh, okay.
But in any event, that would be something that they could hire us for, because one of the things that we were looking at doing was more of that. Because I don't know, man. I mean, COVID, we got vaccines on the way now. Vaccines should be here. We should be able to get back to doing events. President says that we can start having small barbecues. by
Small
July
family
4th.
barbecues by July 4th.
Yes, yes.
That's according to President Biden.
So,
Which means, but he did say this specifically. This does not mean anything about large gatherings and events. So those are still off the table, according to Washington, D.C.
and that still kind of concerns me, like for just the whole virtual side of things. I think what you'll see is a lot of virtual conferences that have kept their dates for virtual conferences will carry through the 2021. And in the 2022, we'll see the resurgence of events come back. Now, granted, a lot of the smaller ones will hopefully come back this year. But actually, that's also another tangent, another page two that kind of want to talk about is like with Live Nation. They anticipate that they have, I don't know where they've pigeonholed their money unless they're just running off of stimulus, but they are anticipating that they'll be able to be up and operating in 3 months.
Yeah, they expect everything just to
Just
fly by.
It's amazing when you have nothing but money. I mean,
And Live Nation can afford all that stuff.
Absolutely.
They can do whatever they really want and get away with it.
And that's what concerns me the most. I'm just like, for the smaller companies, that's kind of what makes up that sense of community. That's what makes up that whole sense of your local festival. I mean, if you got like, the casinos, or you have, even like the Rotary Club or the Active
growing
30s.
up for us, it was the county fair.
Well, and the
County fair and 4-H stuff.
The county fair, I mean, that's good. No, you're absolutely right. And the county fair is put on by, usually your Rotary or something like that.
Yeah.
But
It's the coming together of the community.
that's what I'm getting at. And so with your small beer festivals or just fun things,
Yeah.
those promoters, those clubs, those groups are going to have a much harder time getting those events off the ground.
Definitely.
As opposed to Live Nation being able just to throw the money at it and say, hey, boom, here, we're back in Festival Town. And what bugs me, and I guess it shouldn't by now, I guess, whatever, but your average buyer isn't going to care.
No.
That's what sucks. I mean, like, your average buyer, they just want to go have a good time. So they're going to be like, okay, cool, we're going to an event. But they're not really going to give it any small thought. I mean, and just like when American Express was trying to run that whole shop small thing. I mean, they're not going to give any real credence to what it does to...
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's going on. That's cool.
Well, I know that some of the big gaming competitions and everything, those are going. They used to hold them in like an arena kind of feel, have all your fans, have the computers, all the massive comfortable chairs, have all the teams right there, and now they're doing all of those virtually now. So.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can do so much. I mean,
You can do all of that stuff virtually, and it won't be a huge hassle because, I mean, it's a video game. They're already on teams in separate different countries and everything like that, right? But I think the tech events and everything, as opposed to county fairs and conferences and job fairs, all those kinds of things where you need that interpersonal communication to work together to find out the newest tips and tricks of the trade. And it's very easy to trick people with a camera.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you look at like magicians. There's a reason those camera angles are placed exactly where they're supposed to be.
Or you look at Nikola Truck Company. About that.
Ooh.
No, but that's true to me. I tried to attend, I forget which one it was. Maybe it was NAB or NAM or LDI. I don't know. One of those conferences that went virtual. We're supposed to attend. I don't have my phone in front of me. We're actually supposed to, not to do a big plug on it, right? But we're getting no money to say any of this stuff, so whatever. You and
Unless you want to give us some money.
Yeah, dude. I mean, give us
We'll
some
say
money.
whatever you want.
Yeah, for real.
As long as it's family friendly.
Well, that's true, too. Family friendly.
We have standards and morals.
We're supposed to go attend the virtual Future of Everything conference put on by, or it's called the Future of Everything Festival. It's put on by the Wall Street Journal, May 11th through the 13th. We're supposed to attend that. So, yeah. But it's going to be virtual. And like I was saying with this other trade one, I think it was LDI. I can't remember. Like you just don't. I mean, those trade shows. It's designed not just for networking, but also to get some hands-on, true hands-on. See the new stuff that's going on. Ask some questions, because sometimes.
See if it will work with the workflow.
Well, that's the biggest thing. A lot of the stuff you do, like you spend what, 20 days on forums trying to ask everybody else like what their experience was with a particular product. Like, oh, did that work for you? No. Does this work? Just like that ATEM Mini.
By George, yes.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? Yeah.
Stupid, stupid issue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just my personal evil rant here. So as a sound guy, given the situation that we have been, I've been trying to slowly morph into a little bit more of a video guy. So I have purchased an ATEM Mini. Very, very compact, very nice, very simple. It actually is it's a workhorse. It is a beautiful little contraption that if used correctly, you could do a lot of crazy things with it. It's more designed for that streaming capacity, but I see no reason why it can't be used on some smaller productions as well. I mean, something like what we're doing right now, just boom, boom, boom. You could easily do something like that.
This could be done with the ATEM Mini.
It would be simple, easy. I think simple talk shows, very small. The smaller productions that have, because the ATEM Mini it only has 4 inputs, so that's about it. But even then, they have a pro version, and now the Mini Extreme coming out soon.
Which is a cable management nightmare.
It is. But if that's what you're in the market for, it's super simple, super easy, everything you need right there on this little tiny mini contraption, right? But there's a catch. And we've been searching, both me and Crispin Smith have been searching the forums trying to figure out something, because here's the deal. We discovered we were testing this product on just a regular video call, and it was going through my laptop, and on my screen, my little program monitor, I didn't see any glitching. But on Crispin Smith's side of things, there was some glitching.
Which would have been the encoded webcam side coming in through the USB-C.
Now, again, at this point, I was using the Asus ZenBook 15, which I have been using for trainings. I've been using it for all sorts of different things. It's great for typing on. It's great for doing online Zoom calls and trainings with where you have multiple different programs going on all at the same time. It's a great little workhorse of a laptop. But for some reason, if I was using it with the Blackmagic ATEM software, the little control panel thing, on the computer, it would glitch out. But if I was not using the software and just using the console, just using the little tactile buttons on the ATEM Mini, no glitching whatsoever. Here's the deal. I then threw it onto a Lenovo ThinkPad. Software, buttons, no issues whatsoever. No issues whatsoever. We go online and we find out this is a common issue with Windows and the ATEM Mini in particular. Macs don't seem to have this problem. But for some reason, the Lenovo didn't have this problem also.
Did you check the components, like I said, regarding the USB firmware?
According to what I was able to find, I didn't see anything different. Now, I didn't do a hardy, in-depth analysis and research into it, so maybe someone can correct us on that. And if you happen to know USB components and know if the Lenovo ThinkPad, I think it was it's one of the E-series,
Gotcha.
E-series ones, versus the Asus ZenBook 15 with all the fancy QUX15 something crazy number. Find out. Maybe you can help us figure out what is going on, because this glitching, again, like I said, I love the Mini. I think it's a beautiful little tiny little thing with so much jam-packed into this fun little package. But if it's going to be glitching out on the Asus, which is my personal work computer, I don't know if I can really use the software with it.
And that's what I was saying. I mean, like, in situations where we've used our Mini for like Zoom conferences or meetings and things, we've never had to use the software. Now, I can think of a handful of times that I have used the software on there, but we run a Lenovo Workforce, and I feel like the USB components, the hardware on those, may be sourced differently. Because I mean, like, that's really what kind of makes it. But
I mean, if you go in depth into Lenovo is a mainland Chinese product. Asus is a Taiwanese product.
yeah, so
that could be
I
just
mean,
an issue
I'm
right
just
there.
saying,
I'll look
know.
it up right now and see if I can find anything.
I don't know the situation on that, but I mean, it just seems really interesting to me that, again, Asus, you would have that kind of type of digital interference, for
Yeah.
lack of a better term. But in any event, no, yeah, it's just little things like that which have kind of made the workflow for the digital world better. And like I said, getting back to the AR while you're looking that up, I mean, I'm an optimist when it comes to events. Live Nation's, okay, fine. We already know they're going to come back swinging. It's going to be great. But I would really hope that we could also get some smaller local events back in the future. But the question is, now with the realization that 90% of our life can be lived virtually, maybe 90% is a huge extreme. But if we can live that virtually, then that component will always be with us now. It's like, if you look at a lot of the real estate agents who own the high rise, or the brokers and the renters who are using the high rises in the office space, those landlords are now kind of like up a creek.
Yeah.
Because clients don't need to use the office space anymore. Twitter was like, everyone can stay at home indefinitely. Twitter, said, if you guys want to work from home, work from home. If you want to, come back to the office, come back to the office. But a lot of people are opting to just work from home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, it's like, okay, well, that's not going to change once, hopefully, COVID becomes more wrangled. So, where does that leave us in terms of the face of events? I don't know. I mean, I know that for at least the fairs in upper part of the state, they're already talking about running their full attendance fairs. And Disneyland's trying to open in April. I mean, they've always been trying to open in April. I mean, last year they did the same thing. So I don't know, man. I mean, that's one thing to consider. I'll tell you another thing. Totally changing gears, though. I have to, before we move on, there's something really pressing I have to share with our listeners. I'm very. You may, if you look at the other shows and you hear how upbeat and happy I am, you may have a sense like, Crispin Smith seems a little down. He seems a little.
He's sounding like Johnny Banjo now.
Yeah, a little melancholy, and I'll tell you what it is. So just before the show, just before we came in to the space to record, Neighborhood Nick and I, we decided to stop by the local McDonald's for a little bit of dinner, and I'm not going to cry. I'm gonna say this story with a straight face.
It's a tough story to go through.
It's a tough story because if you guys remember, when we were having our Popeyes
for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks, when I get in the mood for a chicken sandwich, I want my chicken sandwich. And we were there at the McDonald's, and I thought that I had ordered, because they have a new chicken sandwich, which is almost, spot on to the Popeyes. Oh my goodness, it's just amazing. And I was really, I mean, and again, we were having this conversation in the van. I don't want a big house. I'm a very simple person. I want things to be beautiful. I want things to be comfortable, and we'll call it good. I don't need, no, I don't need it. So, but I really do expect things to go well when I need them to go well. And it was for that I was excited to have the spicy, crispy chicken sandwich. And that's the word I failed to use, crispy. Apparently, McDonald's menu is so overweight, no pun intended, with food items and all these other things that if I said spicy chicken sandwich, I'm only getting this, well, but I have to say crispy. So let me do this linearly. So I make the order, we go to the drive-thru, we pick it up, and the first thing she hands me is this Oreo McFlurry. And we didn't order an Oreo McFlurry.
Not at all.
No, I mean, he got the Shamrock Shake because it's in season. Nick tries to eat healthy, so he always goes with what's in season. And the Shamrock Shake is in season.
And it's green.
And
so it has to be good, right?
Anything green
It's
must
healthy.
be healthy. Absolutely. So Nick is going for what's in season. I opt for whatever's been, grown in, in a lab. So I say, "What's this?" She goes, "No Oreo McFlurry." I go, "No, not at all. Shamrock Shake." Because when we're at McDonald's, we don't really use full sentences. We just use, words kind of mashed together in kind of a commanding tenor. She goes, "You can keep the Oreo McFlurry." I'm like, "Well, thank you. I will." And it was
Which was nice.
It was a nice gesture. And at that moment, of course, like they were going to just throw it out, obviously. But at that moment, I thought to myself, wow, it's like the song, "You get what you give." And I am a very giving person. I prefer to give as much as I can, not to receive, just because I care. I want people to enjoy it.
It's true.
We talked about the whole coffee thing. That's why I want people to have their coffee. Just little things to let them know that they're important, that I care, and everything's going to be A-okay. So I was thinking, for a moment, I let my guard down, and I said, "Oh, that's cool. The universe, you get what you give. I'm getting a little bonus," because the Oreo McFlurry is one of my favorites. Couldn't you tell? I mean, if you look at my stomach, you've seen me in the other ones. I mean, heavens to Betsy, we've had no boots on the pavement style events. It's all been virtual, so obviously I'm expanding horizontally like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is a digression, but the point is, when we're doing events, there's plenty of exercise to be done in events. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We pull off, we confirm there's food in the bag, everything is gravy. We get back to the house, and I open up the bag, and the wrapped sandwich feels a little light, just a little light, because I had with my wife the sandwich a few days, maybe a week prior, and I had made the note to myself, I need to get this again in duplicate. This is, yes, I want to end the day on a high note with this sandwich. So the wait is not exactly what I remembered. Opened it up, and there was this dry, just miserable, disappointing piece of what they would call chicken, smushed between two cheap buns and some a ghastly smattering of mayo and their cabbage, and I knew I'd been had.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, he did not say crispy. He said a spicy McChicken.
Well, no, I said a spicy chicken sandwich. And she interpreted that as spicy McChicken. Whereas if I said crispy spicy chicken sandwich, which is just a mouthful in its own, then I would have gotten what I ordered. But no. So I sit down, and every bite was as painful as the first. And it was just, and I ate it because I knew that I had to, because that was the universe dealing back to me the reality of how I live. I mean, as soon as you think something is going good, stop it, because something's going to come and slap you in the face. As soon as you wake up, you're like, "Oh man, I'm having a great day today." You need to do yourself a favor and stop thinking that way.
Be sad and glum all the time. Because the world's going to destroy you.
Exactly. And so I ate those lousy sandwiches as a reminder to myself that I should never get excited about anything good ever happening to me. Because really, the Oreo McFlurry was more or less a net zero gesture as to, hey, here's what you could have.
Yeah.
but you're not necessarily worthy of it. So, in any event, that's why I'm a little down. And, it is what it is. I get it. And I appreciate the listeners for those who, they listen to the show. You invest, like I say every time, you invest your time with us, and I'm glad you do. And I'm glad you're here to hang out with us and to use us as your daily dose or your weekly dose of background noise.
Exactly.
But for those who do care, Crispin Smith seems a little slow. He's enunciating his words. He's speaking, at kind of a measured tenor, not too loud, not too quiet. There might be something wrong. So that's what it is. It's just me having a dose of reality. And it all came to fruition through a cheap chicken sandwich from McDonald's.
However, on the plus side, we have actually been doing some projects. So that's something to be very positive on the outlook. We've been getting a lot of phone calls lately. So that's good.
What the hell was that, Nick?
Just trying to be positive now. I gotta carry the mantle of positivity, even though I got nothing to really run with.
I mean, it's almost like saying...
Gotta try.
It's almost like saying you have a show horse, okay, that is lame,
Yes.
has mange, is overweight, and you're saying, hey, at least its teeth is white.
Yeah. Look at the bright side.
Leave it to neighborhood Nick. I mean, my goodness, wow. Hey, well, whatever. That's because you love the show. It's good. But thanks, Nick. I mean, we have been getting calls. He's telling you we're working.
It's true.
We're busy. We're busy.
We're working on some innovation type stuff. The future. We're trying.
The future. It's almost like when you're trying to do an advertisement, you have words that all just get jumbled together that really don't mean anything, but most of your demographic thinks like, oh, wow, progress, future, economics, green. These are all the words that you want to use to put in a good promo. But whatever. I digress. Speaking of drive-ins, I mean, so what do you think? I mean, are they going to stick around after everyone can hang out in person again?
It's interesting because I think for the longest time, especially in the early 2000s and the 2010s, everyone dismissed drive-ins. It was like, oh, it's failed, it's done. It's had its time. The 70s and the 80s, everyone was doing drive-ins. Not anymore, not important. Then COVID happened.
Right.
And suddenly drive-ins, you guys are looking pretty good now. Especially here in California because regular movie theaters are shut down and closed. And although I did hear that they are hoping and expecting that California movie theaters will be opening in the summer.
So what's the point then? Well, drive-ins are back to being dead.
I don't think so.
Oh?
I'm not sure. Because at least, here's the deal. Because I go to Nevada plenty of times. It's pronounced Nevada, not Nevada. Nevada. So that way you can say it correctly now.
Nevada.
Exactly. Nevada, not Nevada. Nevada. But in Nevada, so going to the movie theaters, because as far as I know, they actually never closed in Nevada for the movie theaters. So I was able to still go see old movies because no one was releasing anything new into a theater. But what they would do is, first off, you can't get any self-serve soda or icy, which is sad. Only bottled beverages and the popcorn. But that was still there, so that was cool. Then you go to your seat, and according to their guidelines and their requirements, you have to wear your mask when you're inside the theater unless you're eating or drinking, and then you got to put the mask back on, kind of like on an airplane. Except with a movie theater, if you got a large popcorn, you're just eating the entire time. So you may not need to wear your mask at all. California, if it follows in the same guidelines, I mean, people are going to have to wear their mask and, be in isolation like that. But with a drive-in, hear me out, this is radical, you don't need to wear a mask. And I think that actually, for a lot of people, is going to be a deciding factor of if they're going to go to a movie theater or go to a drive-in. I think that honestly could be a massively deciding factor, especially because masks are still very political. I mean, we're having, according to Bernie Sanders, we're having a recall election here in California because people don't want to wear masks.
I like them. They had my chins. That's a joke, but for real, look at this. I mean, for those who are watching on YouTube, I mean, that's my weight goal. My weight goal is really one chin.
It's a good goal to
You
have.
know, that's all I want to get.
It's a good goal to have. But anyway, I think that I honestly believe that if that is the trend and if that continues, which it seems to be where governments want to go, well, at least half of the country wants to go in that direction, I think the drive-in movie theater still in those states could have some viability. I think that's possible.
So, okay. So, long story short, it really comes down to just having public entertainment, but at the same time, being able to put up with your political stance.
Well,
Because
not just the political stance. I also think that for some people, they're going to view it as being in your own personal car is going to be safer than going into a movie theater and being closer to people in a enclosed environment. So I think some people might go that safety route. Some people might just say, you know, I don't have to wear a mask. I'm in my own car. I don't have to
Sure.
worry about that crap.
Sure.
And then for some people, I mean, I have heard this from some. When you go to a movie theater, you have to put up with people on their phones, texting, maybe a phone call, which there's a funny story about that. But in a drive-in,
Yeah.
it's your own car. So you don't have to worry about any other external distractions.
The resurgence of the drive-in may very well be long term, just because of the convenience. Well, actually, and for that matter too, the mobile shopping, mobile orders, all the convenience things that we had found that became a necessity because of COVID are kind of nice. We'll still continue to do this after it's over. So, I mean, that's encouraging. Because I like the driving gigs. They're easy to set up.
Yeah, we love them.
Those are easy. And it's just, you know, good sound, good broadcast, and a big screen.
And for the places that have, I think it's in Sacramento. They have an actual drive-in theater with, I think, 7 different screens at least.
Right.
And so for those places that, you know, they've been set up, they got the giant walls, they're all good to go. I mean, we're using a portable screen and trying to find places to put it up and everything that's not going to get destroyed by wind if there's a windstorm or whatnot. But I do think that there's a good chance that the drive-in movie theater experience could be here to stay a bit longer. Just a bit longer.
Well, at least for 2 more years. Maybe we'll see.
Well,
After-
also, here's the other factor. I don't understand this. I don't think a lot of people enjoy the home release movies. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that immediately go to streaming.
Well.
So, like with Disney Plus, this was a huge controversy with Disney Plus because Mulan was pretty much the first one to try it. The movie Mulan.
Yeah.
It was one of the first ones to really try this to where it's the movie, it was supposed to come out in theaters, COVID happened, and then they got hit by a lot of bad publicity and everything, so they just were like, you know what, screw this. We still want to make this product available to the people, so if you have a Disney Plus subscription, you can watch this movie if you pay $30 so you can watch it at home.
Wait, did they really pay $30?
Yeah, that was the initial price.
Are you serious?
$30 at home. Now it was like after, it was like $30 to watch the movie 3 months before it was released for normal Disney Plus subscribers.
Oh, so there was like a VIP ticket.
Exactly. So
That's cool though.
you could watch it at home and everything. And then if you waited, I think it was like December 3rd or something like that, then everyone with a Disney Plus subscription could watch that movie. But it was a huge controversy because, for one, it's $30, which I don't know of any place in a movie theater where the ticket alone costs $30. Maybe some really high-end theaters, but at least the ones I've always been to.
Low-end theaters.
I mean, I go to the movies on the matinee days where it's like $5.
Low-end theater. That'd be a good
You gotta
production.
save money.
That'd be a good production company name, right? You know, like,
Low-end theaters.
no, Low-end Productions.
Low-end production. But yeah, I mean, it was a controversy because you paying $30 to watch this movie before everyone else, but you also don't get to own that movie. Because once you end your subscription, you lose everything you bought.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't get to keep that. Now, or you could just wait till December 3rd like everyone else who has a Disney Plus subscription, and then you can watch the movie. Well, then everyone else started getting involved, and you started having all these movies just go straight to streaming. And you
Direct to DVD.
well, forget DVDs. Who
No, I know,
uses
back in
those
the day when
anymore?
it was like, oh, direct,
But yeah,
direct to VHS, direct to DVD, now streaming at home.
it's that same idea, just now it's the streaming platforms. And then some movies, they try to do the movie theater and streaming experience at the same time. So like Wonder Woman 1984, I believe was released via streaming and pay-per-view at the same time as it was released in the movie theaters. And it didn't really do so well. And I think because people, if you want to watch a movie, at least this is my personal experience. When I want to see a new movie, I love the movie theater experience. I love the great sound. I love the giant screen. It may be a waste of money.
Nasty double butter popcorn.
Exactly. I love my double butter popcorn. I do.
That's
I love my
disgusting.
cherry Coke. I love the ices. I love
Your what? Your cherry Coke?
cherry Coke. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. We're not going there. But I love the theater environment that comes along with
puddle
it.
of butter. That's disgusting.
It's
No,
delicious.
we need to stop for a second on that. Like that's just there is too much.
When you go to a theater and they ask you, do you want extra butter? There's a reason why they ask you that. It's because a lot of people want extra butter on their popcorn.
Yeah, but you take it to the extreme. You go, yeah, I want extra butter. Put a double extra on that. I mean, it's no, dude.
Because it's delicious.
Too much of a great thing is a bad thing, and too much of a bad thing is a terrible thing.
Yeah, but
And
you
you've
only
done
go
that
to...
popcorn.
How often do you go to a movie theater?
Apparently, you go on the frequent.
Only if there's good movies.
Yeah. So again, I wonder what your cholesterol levels look like, man. I mean, you probably you're probably a medical wonder. You're a poor
Oh, I
physician.
am.
You're a poor
I am.
physician's like, dude, what is even keeping you alive when you eat like this? I mean, bad enough that we eat on the road the way we do, but now it even further solidifies my position on your health. On page 3, tell them what's the best way to make your spaghetti even a little bit. Neighborhood Nick, tell the viewers at home how do you make your spaghetti even better?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after you have your spaghetti noodles, your meat sauce, you add a scoop of mayonnaise and you mix it all together on the plate.
Mayonnaise.
And
Are
then
you
Parmesan cheese. Can't forget the Parmesan cheese.
Whatever. It's almost like the way he advertises it is like, well, when you have your spaghetti, you just add a little bit of glue and then your Parmesan cheese. Just a little bit of cat crap and Parmesan cheese. Dog poop. Cat Parmesan. Like no, he just glosses over the fact. We're adding a little bit of mayonnaise.
You know what?
Parmesan cheese. Dude, no.
But here's the deal. I'm not the only one that does that also.
I don't care.
There's other people who use mayonnaise on their spaghetti too.
And that's the reason why the Earth is going through global warming. Because of people like you guys are messing up the ecosystem. You're eating stuff you shouldn't, and you're blowing up the septic systems. And like your body is digesting stuff that that's nuts. Mayonnaise in spaghetti is cuckoo crazy. And to get some feedback from our listeners, can anyone please tell me in the comments, is Crispin Smith nuts on this one? Because, I mean, Neighborhood Nick's like, oh, yeah, there's tons of people that like to sign up for my Ku Klux Klan kind of thing. I'm like, no, it's like,
Come on.
whatever. But no, whatever club you're in, I mean, that puts mayonnaise in their spaghetti, then yeah, I mean,
Apparently, it's a Hispanic thing.
okay, well then the
I'm
Serranos or the
Portuguese.
Serranos, Norteños, I don't know. I mean, that's a gang.
It's apparently a Portuguese thing, but I know a lot of other Mexicans also who use mayonnaise on the spaghetti, and Filipinos.
Okay, well, again,
Now, I would never, I want to say this. I want to clarify. I would never do this at an Italian restaurant. Because
he has civilized manners to know that it's almost as much as a faux pas as going to a nice theater, a drama theater, not a moving picture, but an actual live action theater, taking off your shoes and clipping your toenails over the person one row in front of you. It's that bad. It is that
I feel
bad.
like, have you had that experience before?
No, it just came to
man.
me because it seems the most likely.
Wait, no, okay, since we're talking about completely off topic and doing all this stuff now, I do have to tell this one quick little movie theater story. So, there was a time, I think this was 2017, right? And Blade Runner 2049 came out, and me and two of my friends who are Blade Runner fans, we were like, wow, we have to go see this movie. So we bought our tickets, and we went to the movie theater. Now I will say, Blade Runner by itself is a long movie. Blade Runner 2049 followed in its footsteps. It's a long movie. But, there's a reason why they have those little warnings at the beginning of the movies to please silence your cell phones and be courteous to others. Well, you should, if you're a reasonable person, you should silence your cell phones.
Well, reasonable, hang on. I wouldn't say reasonable. I would
If
say
you're civilized,
courteous.
if you're civilized,
Courteous, civilized.
if you are a normal human being who cares about anyone besides yourself, you should silence your cell phone.
Maybe they should word it that way.
Yes, if you want to be a normal human being in society, silence your cell phone. Because, and I don't know how this happened, I was sitting next to a gentleman who was,
Wearing a name tag that said, "Hello, my name is Reginald."
I will say, he was an older guy, but about, I would say, an hour into the movie, his phone rings. All right, now, it's not the first time I've been in a movie theater where someone's phone rings and they scramble to silence it and everything, but it was at a serious part in the movie, and the entire movie theater just goes, and so he's, I can see the guy, I see him jumbling, trying to get the phone, and he hangs up the phone, puts it back in his pocket. We're going through the movie. 20 minutes later, same guy. The phone rings even louder this time.
Are you kidding?
Even louder. I don't know how, but it rang even louder. And people start turning their heads. And they're making eye contact this time. And he's fumbling, trying to silence his phone again. And of course, I'm sitting right next to him, so I can see that instead of, just hanging up, putting it away, he's sending out a text message and everything. And so he puts the phone back into his pocket. Well, then, about 20 minutes before the movie ends, his phone rings a third time. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, rather than trying to jumble and get the phone, he answers the phone. And he's like, "Hello?" And it's a super quiet part of the movie. Super quiet part of the movie. And he answers the phone. And at this point, one of my friends turns and is basically just cursing at the guy. The people in front of him turning around and cursing at him. And the people all the way, because we're at the very back of the movie theater, the people in the very front row are yelling at this guy to put the phone away. And then I looked to his right, and I'm pretty sure this was his granddaughter or something, who was so embarrassed that he answered the phone that she's just completely red. Absolutely red, just hiding in the corner as much as possible, trying to tell him, please, just put the phone away. Why are you doing this? Why? Just put it away. And so he finally hangs up the movie, or not the movie, the phone.
No.
But the movie's done.
He hung up the movie.
The people are pissed off. And so as the credits are playing again, his phone rang a fourth time.
Are you kidding?
And he just bolted out of the theater.
Why couldn't he?
I've never seen this before. I've never had this happen
Why didn't
before.
the granddaughter or someone just be like, hey, let me see that. Let me see that. Let me put this thing on mute. Like, because, I mean, you can put your phone on silent. Like,
I don't know. I have no answers as to why.
I've seen this. I totally, this, you know what, I believe it. I 100% believe your story because I have seen this in other public places that it makes no sense to answer your phone and be crazy loud.
Yeah.
You know, in waiting lobbies, at service centers, I mean, everything. And just, hello? No, I don't want an extended warranty. You know, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
That's obnoxious. That's crazy. I feel, I mean, you had more restraint. Lately, I mean, I don't know. I'm very kind. I'm very compassionate.
Well, as you get older, though, I do see that you kind of snap a bit more.
I snap with good reason.
You do.
Here's
You
the
do.
thing. I don't think it's age. I think it's more or less, and maybe it just comes with age. I used to care about a lot of things, and I don't. And I think honestly, it makes things more manageable for everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a group I had to interact with in a county recently. They're a local public access station, and in my experience with public access stations, in the smaller scale, smaller cities, they are very controlling. They're very possessive because they feel like, you know, this is their baby. And I get that. I mean, like, this is my baby and no one can touch it and blah, 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 blah. Most of these guys are upper 60s, upper 70s. Some of them are like in the 80s. I mean, like, they're old. There's not a lot of young guns in small city public access.
It's true.
So anywho, the way the whole thing started off was already immediately abrasive. Mm-hmm. Like, they're like, oh, we're not here to take over your account, and we just need to get them. I'm like, and I was basically just like, what's up, dude? Rock and roll, man. It's all good. You know, a demeanor that I would have never taken maybe 5 years ago. I would have been like, okay, now I understand your concerns, and we can take these things, we'll make a little letter, and we'll put it together, and we'll, you know, and now 5 years later, I was like, dude, the letter's a waste of time. There's no reason to document crap because no one's going to remember anything anyways. Yeah. And fourthly, no one's going to adhere to the letter that you made anyways. So what's the point of even drafting an MOU if no one's going to follow it and everyone's going to do whatever they want to anyways? So I'm just going to cut out all that red tape and be like, what's up, guys? I don't care. We're not doing anything with you at all. Don't worry about it. How can we work together? Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. And when they're like, oh, well, you're not trying to... I don't know. Are you kidding me? I've got more stuff than you've got in your studio in my bedroom. I don't care. I don't care. Like, whatever. And even if I got robbed tomorrow, I still don't care. I mean, I feel good. I feel good about myself. I'll do something else. I might go back and work for UPS. I don't know. I don't care. Mm-hmm. So that's... I don't know if it's age or snip. It's just that I think that a lot of other people really need to find that level of liberation. Because, dude, these people were old. They were like 70s. And I'm like, dude, what a terrible life to have to like live with that level of baggage and insecurity. Think about that for a moment. Like even like we're talking to my wife about the people that were like, you know, in their 30s and they were like, you know, laughing at her because she was sitting out there volunteering, you know, giving out free popcorn. Like, what level of insecurity and baggage do you have in your life?
Well, I
that
do
makes you
wonder
have to-
for those.
You know?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think for those older gentlemen and whatnot, I would also like to know like how long they've been in that work field, because they may view it as like a threat to their livelihood.
No,
in
absolutely.
Some fashion.
I agree with that 100%. But at the same time, I don't see it as, you know, I think it's more or less, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to be blunt, but it's ignorance. It's a little bit of an understanding. It's basically, I'm trying to be crass here, but it's basically giving a entry level electrical person, you know, saying, hey man, now that you know how to wire a 3-way switch, go ahead and run that high voltage transfer station. I mean, it's a really esoteric example, but the point is, a lot of these guys, judging by from their own admission, they weren't broadcast people.
Yeah.
They were video production people. And video production people and broadcast people are two totally different birds. I mean, from the original back in the day. Now it's kind of crossed now, but I mean, back in the day, it was a totally different bird, because I mean, you could blow transmitters up.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, because like I mean, they could only take so much because that has to go out over UHF or VHF. I digress on that, but no, these guys. I hear what you're saying, and some people do, but other people are just so. Even at that one client, that church we're working with, he's not an engineer, and yet he's volunteering as one, so therefore he is one. But yet he's identified as a totally different trade. His trade is building other things. He's building vessels and not running a board, not running a soundboard. I mean,
almost impossible to be any more different than the two things.
dude, right?
Yeah.
So no, he's just unfortunately. I hate to say it, but I mean, he you know, there's that. And I don't know what else to call it, but it's like an insecurity.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I don't know more than this, so I'm just gonna be loud. I'm like, so don't do that. And as far as the snip, I mean, I only attack when I'm well equipped. If I'm in a vehicle that can do it, I'll do it. If I'm driving a box truck, I won't. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people need to learn. I mean, just common courtesy. I mean, I think everyone listening to this can agree. I mean, if you're going crazy fast, don't get up on a person's butt. Try to find a way to kind of work around it.
Yeah.
I mean,
calm it down.
Just be mellow.
Be peaceful.
I mean, you can go 90 as long as you can do it safely and not, you know, mess up someone else's day. Just be mindful, because you never know idea what people are going through.
Yeah.
You know, the lady without the turn signal. That was a very special occasion. That was a very special occasion, because I had already dealt, and maybe it was unfair of me, but I'd already dealt with 7, 8 other people. Because I mean, it's just things. You know, it's gray cars in rainstorms with no headlights on. Okay, silver cars in rain, you can't see them. Okay, it's cars at blind intersections at dusk without their headlights on. It's people without brake lights, or people with trailer lights that are reversed, so when they're turning left, they're actually turning right. I mean, just stuff, and that could easily be avoided if people would be more attentive and aware of what they're doing. I mean, and I make faux pas too, and honestly, when I do, I'm usually pretty like, sorry, oh my bad, oh, you know, I mean, I try to make it right.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. I don't even know what the point of that rant was. Where were we going with that? Because there was a very special reason for that, I'm sure, but I can't place it. Can you?
Where did we get on this rabbit trail?
What? No, I don't know. I don't. Well, oh, it was your movie theater thing. Anyways, yeah. So the movie theater thing about I can believe that.
Oh,
and
yes.
age.
Okay.
But there are some folks that will answer the phone. Yeah. So the whole age thing, I don't think it is can all be lumped into one sum with, hey, but you're getting older. That's the problem. I think it can be lumped. You have to kind of dissect it, and you look more at the motives for that person. And again, if people could be more secure with themselves, what a world. What a world. Maybe we should all be nudists.
No.
No, I mean we're gonna drag this out in one of the episodes. You're afraid of nudity. That's the problem. No, that should be the title of this podcast. Neighborhood Nick is afraid of his own nudity. That's the issue. Because, like I said, when I'm in my seriously, here's the deal. I mean, in my hotel room, I mean, you are expected some level of privacy, okay? And when
But you shouldn't just walk around your own hotel room naked.
Yes, you should.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. They have towels. I mean, someone was there 8 hours ago. Sure, you're just renting a bed. It's fine.
It's weird.
But wouldn't you walk around your house also in the nude?
No.
Well, see, that's the problem. Aren't you comfortable in your own home?
Yes, but I
Okay.
don't need to be nude to enjoy the comforts of my home.
Okay, well then what about something cozy like pajamas or sweatpants or something like that? Are you cozy?
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
very different.
Okay, so then you just put on some nice pajamas without boxers? I mean, a little more like, you know?
You
So you're
should
not a
wear
free
underwear.
hanging kind of guy?
No.
See, that's the thing, Nick. We got to
There has to be support.
No. I mean, I understand boys need a house, but the most important thing is that when you're at home in your own, that's you. You are the reason why we have the world problems we do.
There has to be order.
No.
There must be order.
Nick, there is order. There is order. The order is outside your abode or your safe space. Have a nice, comfortable place to relax. Then put on the mask, put on the garments, put everything else you need to go, and then go out into the order-driven world. Right? Come on.
You should just be fully dressed.
Okay. Well, we're gonna digress on this, but I'm telling you, Nick, we're gonna uncover these things. Yeah, no pun intended. And we'll have to do a live show with us. We'll have to do we'll do it from the van. I'm really looking forward to that show. We keep on teasing that a bit, but we got to figure out the technology. I know we've maybe
Actually, no, we have not.
we haven't teased it
Because the previous episode we tried to tape.
Oh yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there was a previous episode. So, as we said at the beginning, how it's been 2 weeks, we
yeah.
actually did have something for
We did.
that week. And then we
did.
got sidetracked by different jobs and whatnot. However, there was just a tiny
It was a Skippy.
tech issue. And, the footage was useless. We could not
Skippy.
save it. And so, in that episode, we made some very important announcements, which I guess we have to make now.
I forgot how important they were. I knew only of one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start doing some more live shows.
Well, that was one of the important. Yeah.
It was
And we want to do it live from the van too.
live from the van, but also we wanted to expand a little bit. So not just put things on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Nay, we want to go crazy. So we are also expanding, or trying to, we should say, in the near future, to be able to do these live streamed episodes on Twitch as well. But also, I believe Crispin Smith knows more details on this, of some form of a Reddit platform.
Yeah, dude. RPAN, Reddit Public Access Network. Ooh, can't wait for that. Love that. Do some live streaming. But I was really excited about doing the live streaming from the van.
On the
as
road.
as we're on the road.
Driving.
Yeah, we're just hitting
To
the
work.
road. Boom. We're doing a full hour right there with our folks. I wanted to actually have the laptop in my on the steering wheel as we're going, but Neighborhood Nick was like, that's probably not safe. And I said, dude, but can you imagine how much more karma we could get on Reddit? He was like, no. So probably I'm gonna have to concede, and Neighborhood Nick will be running the comment window and the chat and all that stuff while I just drive, I guess.
And provide the amazing information that you possess in that head of yours.
So, anyways, regarding thanks so much, Neighborhood Nick, for all that. Oh my goodness, my ego is just dripping. So, what happened about our show? We had some damage. It was called a Skippy. Now, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Is that the correct term?
Yeah. Well, see. So here's the deal. Automa or Atmos, whatever.
Atmos.
They are. We really like Australian companies, I guess, and they call a kangaroo a Skippy. Anyways, I wasn't. So when we recorded our show, I had it on the Ninja, and I had it in monitor, and that allowed me to see our program, but I wasn't actually going back to just the main screen. That's where the Skippy shows up, and it's this little kangaroo just chilling out. When a Skippy shows up, that means that the file has been interrupted due to some type of corruption. I guess, dude, we learned SSDs go bad. I mean, I thought they had a higher life cycle, but I haven't trashed that one, nor have I tried to record on it again. But I
think it may be dead.
I'd be willing to give it a shot. I think I just formatted it wrong. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Well, it's like the Blackmagic Ursa and the Alexa Minis. Those Airy Minis, they will, if you format a card on Airy Mini, once it's been formatted Airy, you can't pop it into a Blackmagic, and vice versa. If you get an Ursa, if you format a CFast card in the Ursa, and you think you're just going to take that same CFast card and plug it into the CFast port on an Airy, good luck. It's not going to happen. It's weird how the solid state data is scrambled specifically for that product. So I'm wondering if the SSD, because I think that came off a Hyperdeck, so I'm wondering if maybe I can't take it and then throw it, because I can totally format it, but it's been kind of, it's been marked for that product. I don't know.
So now it can't get...
Yeah. Anywho, but that's the point, folks. We had a great show. I don't even remember it, but we had a great show. And we talked about some cool things, including...
That was our big...
that was the big announcement.
That was the big announcement. That was also going to be an episode about GameStop and the stock market.
Oh, yeah.
We had some great stock tips for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got nothing now.
My stock picks are still Nokia, GameStop, AMC, Sundial Growers, AT&T. Yeah, I think that's it.
Interesting.
I am betting on Mazda. I think that's going to be a bum rap, but whatever. Yeah.
We'll have to expand on that on the next episode.
Boy, will we, when we record it. Heaven knows we're not recording it tonight.
Now, ladies and gentlemen.
I think, tell them what they've wasted their time on there, Neighborhood Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today on this most marvelous of episodes from the Sound Guys. We hope that you had an amazing experience, maybe got a lot of work done with just our beautiful voices in the background. If you enjoyed what you've heard today, be sure, hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, just hit everything. Hit whatever you can.
Hey. Don't hit your girlfriend, don't hit your boyfriend, no, there's no excuse for violence, okay? Don't do that. So don't hit everything. Jeez, Neighborhood Nick, they can hold us liable for that kind of stuff.
Fine. Hit
really
everything digital.
Hey, listen, hit everything digital. Go mess up some kids' yurts in Minecraft. Hit all that, But really, I appreciate these people investing. I appreciate our listeners investing their time
greatly
with the Sound Guys, letting us be your daily dose or your weekly dose or your monthly dose of background noise. That's all I want to add to this episode. Back to you, Neighborhood Nick.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple, CastBox, wherever you get your podcasts, be sure to like us, rate us, review us, leave a comment if you can.
What to us? What are they going to do to us?
Rate.
Okay. Yeah, enunciate. Jiminy Christmas. Whew. So anyways, there's our outro music. Hurry up.
I'm the Neighborhood Nick. Joining us today was...
Johnny Banjo. Rate us. Be sure to rate us. Rate us real hard. Rate us good. Rate us.
Just put 5 stars and be on your merry way. And take your infernal Christmas with you.
Infernal Christmas.
Scrooge?
Scrooge? Oh, yeah, sorry, that's right. You watch all those funny movies. That's another episode you should listen to, honestly, about Mr. Nick and all of his ridiculous Christmas movies that he watches. He totally ingests like a mind download of just Christmas horrific classics.
Because they're great.
No, dude. They're time wasters.
No, they're amazing. Anyway, thank you for joining the sound, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Well, I don't even have an outro.
Any day now.